Yeah. It could be a beautiful day. Life is, my friend, what you make of it. Now, obviously, if you've listened to the show before, you know that there's no one who more than me feels that sometimes if there is a God, being ejected from bed in the morning at 6:45 a.m. is just another cruel prank that God has played on me to illustrate just how much better everyone I went to high school's life is than mine. That's my default setting when I wake up in the morning a lot of the time, but it really is what the hell you make of it. It's an interesting one in this country at the moment because I don't think I've ever seen in America. It's something I grew up with in England. Something I definitely grew up in England, where sort of being looked after was seen as being a right. You look to the government to take care of your life. In England, they have things like socialized medicine. If you lose your job, well, the government's going to pay your rent till you find another one. And they're going to pay you unemployment as well. It's called going on the dole, and everybody does it over there, or a lot of people do it over there. It creates, as much as I love England, and I wouldn't trade growing up over there for anything in the world, it creates a certain amount of apathy. It creates a certain amount of laziness. It creates a certain amount of unwillingness to try and step out from the pack and be more than. And for those that do try and step out from the pack and be more than, you're not looked upon fondly by a lot of people. The moment you drive a vaguely nice car, you're referred to as a flash, can't say it on the radio. Someone who works hard to get themselves something nice immediately is seen as someone who's an elitist, a show-off. They're reviled. Not by everyone, but by a large chunk of English society. Now, can you directly equate that with sort of like socialized medicine and being able to live without working more easily there than I think you can anywhere else that I've ever lived? Maybe, maybe not. All I know is that in America, that looking to the government to look after you thing, that's something that wasn't really a thing up until recently, or at least that was my perception of it. People are looking toward Obama to help them get a home. People are looking toward Obama to help them get a job. People are looking toward Obama to look after their health needs. And yeah, I do believe that we need universal health care, and health care should be a right. And Obamacare apparently not working so hot. But people are looking to the government to make positive changes in their lives. People are looking to the government to make them happy. That is a one-way trip to disappointment, Phil. It's all what you make of it. You write your own story when you get up in the morning. You are the captain of your own ship. Sail it somewhere good.
If I can smash all your fingers so you could never touch a guitar again and make that horrible thing that you so laughably call music. That's not what the word music means. That's not how you use it. You gave it a shot. You tried your best. Your best just sucked without enough. So hang it up. Just give it up. It's time somebody lets you know that you will never be good enough. You will never be one of us. You will never be good enough. You know why? Delivering and giving your music a savior. Back once again, it's your boy 18. Can't nobody rock a body better than me. Back once again with the ill behavior. Delivering and giving your music a savior. Back once again, it's your boy 18. Can't nobody rock a body better than me. Hey, you, what's that sound? Coming so loud from your radio dial. ADV, get it down when you're rocking the jams. Here I am, going back once again. I'm ruling all city.
How comfortable are you with your body image? Are you one of those people that just, revels, I don't know, loves running around naked? Like, when you go home, is it pants off, I gotta be free, gotta let the little guy dangle in the breeze? Or if you're a chick, let the girls out to breathe, free the puppies. How comfortable are you in your own skin? Because I don't know about you, but I can manage to feel self-conscious alone in my house, all by myself, doing absolutely nothing. Like, if I get out of the shower, the robe is on. And when the robe is not on, the amount of time that my skin is exposed to the elements is remarkably short. I basically, do you do this? I basically sort of like air dry in the robe And then the moment I feel I'm dry enough to the point where putting on undergarments wouldn't be an uncomfortable mess, where it would feel like a tangled hammock between my nether regions when I tried to put on my underwear, that's when I put on the underoos and go off into my day. So total time completely naked when getting out of the shower, probably less than a minute. And I think it might have something to do with growing up in England and having instilled in myself a good amount of uptightness, fear, and shame. I'm not entirely sure where it comes from, but I'm not one of those I gotta be free type of individuals. Consequently, when I was a kid, I don't know about you, but I was not one of those guys that was like, hey, I'm totally okay with showering naked with all my classmates. That wasn't a thing. I think maybe my self-consciousness comes from the fact that all right, I have an English father. I'm half English. I grew up in Europe. I was born in Europe. I did not have the extra half-inch and added sensitivity removed from my junk when I arrived screaming into this world. Still rocking the manly equipment south of the equator as God would intend. And the one or two times that I did shower with kids back in the day, like when you're a child, it's a little unsettling when your classmates are standing laughing and pointing at your junk. So I tended to avoid showers. I found them to be embarrassing. It was only after I hit puberty that I began to feel okay with myself again, because I was forced to shower with a bunch of my classmates, and they were laughing and pointing at me. And pointing directly at my nether regions, but for an entirely different reason, which was I hit puberty about a year and a half before everybody else did. So, I was a tad better equipped than most of my classmates, which they found hilarious and amazing. But I was like, hey, if you're gonna take a rumor out into the hallways of our school, I'd rather it be that one. And they marveled over the magnificence of the old pork sword, and that was kind of cool. Not necessarily something that I want to happen on a regular basis, but it did squeegee the unpleasantness of being like stared at, laughed at, and having someone go, "It looks like a snake wearing a sweater." Ah! So anyway, I think maybe it's some holdover from that, but I'm not terribly comfortable showering with other dudes. Even if I have a choice, like when it comes to bathroom situations, I'd rather not be at the urinal with another guy standing next to me. I certainly don't ever want them to make conversation with me while we're taking care of business. I don't know what it is. I find bathroom things to be private times. Same with relationships and stuff. I don't know, my attitude toward bathroom activities and relationships, whether it's the girl talking to the guy or the guy talking to the girl, I sort of adopt the attitude that our military used to have toward homosexuals. Don't ask, don't tell. Don't take the romance out of the relationship by letting me know exactly who's winning the battle, you or the turd. Don't need to know that, don't want to know, don't care. So I guess when it comes to all these things, I think there's a reasonable expectation of privacy. And I don't choose to break that down. And when someone else does, when someone else decides to get chatty with me at the urinal, I kind of resent that a little bit and view that as an invasion of my personal space. Which is something I didn't really give a tremendous amount of thought to until I found out that, in case you're wondering, the folks over at ESPN took it upon themselves to report on Michael Sam, the openly homosexual NFL player, and whether or not he's showering with his teammates. If that was a burning question in your mind, they got you covered. During the morning sports center yesterday, the reporter, Josina Anderson, revealed she had spoken to multiple Rams players who told her Sam had not yet been spotted in the locker room showers. She reports that an unnamed defensive player told her that Sam is, and I quote, respecting our space by avoiding the showers when other players are present. Meanwhile, defensive tackle Kendall Langford and linebacker Alec Ogletree told her that they did not know if Sam was intentionally avoiding the showers and were, and I quote, not tracking that. When he finally does shower with the guys, will ESPN break in to report? I wonder. Slow news day at ESPN. Either that or it's, cheap voyeuristic journalism masquerading as an actual respected news media outlet. I'll just throw that eventuality out there. I wonder, though, it got me thinking, I wonder if it's, like they say that Michael Sam's respecting their space, and that's very considerate of them, of him, if he is. If that's the case, then, I think he's extending or not extending. Hold on a second. That was a wildly poor choice of words. I think he is, let's just go with it. I think he's extending an olive branch and perhaps overcompensating. That was my first thought. He was doing his very best to make his teammates comfortable and make it sort of as much of a non-issue as possible. Not by announcing it, but just not showing up and causing a situation that he perceived could make folks a little uneasy. But I did wind up thinking, I was like, hey, I wonder if it has anything to do with his boyfriend being like, yeah, here's something I don't like. Like, think about it. If you had your wife or your girlfriend and she told you that she was going to go lather up with, 10 to 15 other muscly, soapy dudes, how would you feel about that? Yeah. I wonder if he's just being considerate to his boyfriend as opposed to actually trying to break the NFL into having gay players. I don't know. I do know this, though. Today in the show, you and I will discuss a crew member from Cops getting shot and killed by a cop. And a large Tea Party group who organized a shopping trip to support looted Ferguson businesses. I love this story. Right now, though, let's take a look at the events of today in a segment we like to call My Witness News. In no way, shape, or form fair, certainly not balanced. Funkhouser, A, how are you? B, what's going on in the world?
Too many questions. I'm good.
How's the cohabiting situation going? Have you hit any bumps in the road with your significant female other when it comes to dividing everything 50-50, the way you said you got out the whiteboard and outlined when you were romantically entering into that portion of your relationship?
Romantically entering, indeed. Yes, we talked about it last night on the, on the first of the month when it's government day. We're gonna work that out.
Going to work that out?
So
you haven't yet. I thought the whole purpose of breaking out the whiteboard before you cohabited with your significant other was so you wouldn't have to work things out on the first of the month.
Rough draft. Yeah. It was a test.
It was a test.
If it was comprehensible.
Now, the tone of the conversation that you had regarding the bills on the first of the month, was it sort of like, okay, I guess we'll just kick that unpleasant subject a week or so further down the road and deal with it then, Or was it totally fine, cool, and you think you're well equipped to move forward with this?
The second one.
The second one, good. We're glad to hear it. We will be whipping out our own whiteboard and keeping score of the Funkhouser 50-50 cohabiting relationship.
Make sure you use multiple colors.
What color would you like to be on the whiteboard?
Not red.
Okay. What is going on in the world?
And in life, I think.
Right.
Stay out of the red. The creator of The Sopranos made it sound like Tony is still alive.
Oh, well, perfect time to break this news, which is, of course, excellent news, because now they can do a reunion show where he... wait. Yeah, not so much. Crap. What else?
Lindsay Lohan reportedly prefers being in a relationship with women, but likes sex better with men. Not me.
Maybe she can have the best of both worlds and date Bruce Jenner. I could understand. I could understand that whole sort of situation. It's like Sam Kinison said, women are absolutely effing nuts, but what are you going to do? You have to love women because it's either that or, the alternate, which is not appetizing to a lot of folks. It's like, thanks a lot, God, when you created creation. Thanks a lot.